goes down, that's even more money. And now 3,000 gold lead back in the favor of T1, as now they're looking for even more. The Pulverize only connects onto one. Supreme Display talent goes absolutely everywhere, but it doesn't do anything. They're able to take down the turret, and T1, they're just gonna move their way back out. They're just stealing all their stuff, Kobe, and they're watching. And there it is, the public execution. Warrior Faker just pops like a balloon. The inhibitor goes down. It's a fair bit of AoE as Rookie is still tearing them up alongside Gala. And the Shy gets into the backline with that Void Rush, but now he's in an uncomfortable position. Decent knockup comes through as Faker's trying to hold them at bay to give enough time to Guma to take down the Shy. And IG back to walking backwards once again, and Faker flashes forward, finds Gala, blows him up, and this should be the end of the game. T1, after losing for the majority of it, just come out on top, and they're going to look to put themselves 1-0 in this best of 5. Unless Rookie can do something miraculous underneath this turret, but he's not going to be able to. The seismic shove, all too set up here for Faker to take him down.
What a way to open up Worlds 2025, Atlas. T1 here looking to finish the job in game 1.
Well, Mako looking to try and fight back here, but once again, just into the tennis racket of Faker, as Wei not going to get thrown back this time, but the rocks will be enough. A double kill for Faker. The GOAT sitting at 4-1-5 at the end of game 1, and it is an ace before the Nexus is taken down. So the top laners nowhere near one another, ready to teleport in at a moment's notice as there's Make It Rain to come down. Cyclone is there as well from Wei, who is just keeping them at bay. Down goes Ona, and that is going to be the Warrior Trickster, but now Doran has found his mark. Down goes Wei, his junglers will be traded. The Shy gets into the backline though, as Gumayusi is his target, and down he will go. Faker still trying to find it though, as Rookie will be taken out. Faker gets into the backline and assassinates all of them. Double kill already, and Doran finishes off. The last one is now the Shy cannot do anything. No mana, no hope, and T1 find a much earlier team fight this time.
Angle off.
Oh, teleport flank angle here from Faker, who gets behind IG. Let's see whether they can actually get forward. Carrier's health bar already very low as Ona taking so much damage, puts Rookie into the Cataclysm. It's now Faker dashing forward, but they've lost Carrier already. The bullet time not quite doing that much, but the all-out comes on through. Rookie in trouble. Faker gets Gala. The Shuriken backflip doesn't land, but it doesn't seem to matter. Is down. Oh no, never mind. Faker is going to be taken out. Wei still looking for it. Doran hunting for the Shy. And Wei will survive, but Doran is looking absolutely...
For a bit. Faker might be in trouble here though. Jun just coming up again. He's really earning it this time around. The 3-0 Kiana knows that Faker's into a corner. Pop Blossom helping out. Carrier's flashed in. Maybe there's a turnabout play. Jun has to hold the in. Jumps at Faker, but he gets shut down. Carrier saved the day. It's a double TP, but there's more numbers here for T1 as Driver has walked into the ongoing trap. Hongyu now walks into range of Ona, and CFO had control, but they're relinquishing it. A triple kill for the slippery snake of Faker, and T1 punished so damn well as Gumayusi gets flashed on.
Owner over the wall. River has been winning the smite fights here so far in this game. 100 Thieves looking to peel away now as Ayla charges in for the headbutt pull, but it's not going to connect. Ayla now going to be the target here with Redemption coming down, but Carry is first to die. 100 Thieves already have the first kill. River's going to the back line. He wants Faker and Goma. T1's killed River, but what about the rest of the fight? Quinn into the back. Faker staying alive, trying to kite him out. Doka with a little bit more damage, but he's down. 100 Thieves overstep, and T1 have been the best team in the world so many years.
Brute forced their way in through the mid lane. Faker is separated. Charm is there. Lock up on Owner, but he goes invisible for a brief moment. Now he's pulled him to the death realm up against Mir when ulti is really going to do nothing, but Owner's still able to retreat forward now. Alvaro taken down. Owner coming over the wall, going to pop out in a brief moment. Wants to get the grass blade, doesn't have time. That's the shutdown, but it should be super uncontested. Instead it's Carrier coming in with the Pulverize, and now it's Elyoya versus the world. He goes into the Faker, but there's too many people. There's not enough Sky to sunder. There's nothing left to guard. Jojo wants to make the difference, but Guma grabs it. 3-man shockwave. He just doesn't have the damage yet. He doesn't have the items. Jojo keeps him low, but Doran wants to keep going. Q3 ready to pop. Pull through on the all-out. Looking for the path. Mayor confirmed. Tries to predict Jojo, and it just doesn't work. Doran looks like he's about to fall. Nice sidestep on Guma's Q, but Doran just barely able to walk away.
It's the Canadian mid laner trying his best, but it's Faker who's better and snipes him out.
I don't even know if that was necessary.
Reset's coming through now, and they want to keep up this pressure. TP back out onto the map on both top and bot, or top and mid, but is this something?
TP. Faker feels good because he has a death cap, and oh god, he wants to use it! Redemption going in! That looks completely insane, but my man did
display of talent.
Faker joins up with everybody. It's a 5v5. They go in immediately as Doran tries to lead the charge with a blast estimating smash, but he's only going to be beat down himself. A lot of damage on the Doran, but he is not down. Carry into the back line. The major engage from T1. Tarzan finds a supreme display of talent to make it a 1-for-1 so far, but T1 have the health bars. Faker rides the Weaver's wall as Carrier's about to die into the back line, but Kyle falls. Tarzan falls. T1, they'll lose Carrier as Gumayusi fights back, and Shanks is on the run. Faker and Guma looking for a little bit more with a piercing arrow going over the wall, and Faker's ready to flash. Another rock is thrown, and Shanks is buried. After purchasing the Crypt Bloom, AL starting up the Elder Dragon now. T1 watching on, waiting for the rest of the team to approach. Elder Dragon down to about 1/2 HP. Hope taking a chunk of damage. Dora charging in. Weaver's wall over the top. Kyle's going to be caught. A ton of bursts onto the support of anyone's legend, and he's already down. T1 charge forward. Double kill to Gumayusi. Pressure onto Tarzan. Triple kill Guma. AL are cut to pieces, and T1 holds the sword. Flandra's last to die. An ace for T1. Some resets. Now AL moving in. They're going to start up the Otacon. TP ready to arrive from the T1 side. Otacon loses his patience. AL have to be a bit careful. Flandra here on the side. He's going to find Doran, who finds him, as now the Solar Snare finds Tarzan, and T1 are moving forward. They charm up the enemy jungler. Tarzan's already down, but Doran dies. Hope is excited, but where's the rest of the fight? Carrier tries to get away. Gumayusi right beside him. Flandra here in the front line as Owner's going to be chopped up. The Mundo dies. Hope's on a killing spree. Flandra going forward, but Faker takes him out. Hope, Shanks, and Kyle trying to get away. Guma, Kyria, and Faker stepping forward. The Otacon, it's impatient, but it's so close to dead. It is stolen away by Faker himself. Most slowly, Flandra going to move forward, try to clear away the control ward. They're going in after the Aatrox. They set him up with the arrow. Flandra has been caught at a critical moment. Over the wall goes Tarzan. Wild Growth coming in from Kyle. Guardian Angel will bring Flandra back, but where is the damage on AL's side? Doran into the back line. Kyle is already down. Doran killed in response. T1 pushing forward. Shanks the next kill. Hope trying to kite. He needs to get away because T1 have won the fight 2-1.
Flandra is trying to reset and teleport back in. He's trying to link up with the team. The minions are here. They need to turn it. That's the teleport.
Okay, T1, they've got to understand this. Aatrox is probably their target. Flandra arrives. Solar Snare looking to lock him up. Owner taking a ton of damage. Hope is excited. Flandra's got the kill. Solar Snare on Hope, but it's not going to do any more. Flandra's going to try to get away. Goes back in here for the Q1. Tarzan wants to engage on the Gumayusi, but he cannot find him. Flandra over the wall. Wants Faker. Can't get the damage. Hope can't do it either. Gumayusi's still alive. T1 out team. We have 45 seconds left until the Cloud Soul spawns. Hong in some danger here, has to flash away. Carrier ready to go after him again with the quickness. Feet of Warfare finally claimed at 27 minutes by T1, and they are just barreling down the bottom lane. Gumayusi gonna get healed up by Redemption, but no! Cream's already got the assassination. He dies in response as Kanavi continues spinning forward, looking for a little bit more. The ricochets from Jackie Love. He needs more, but he can't find it. A double kill to Faker as Owner finishes Jackie. And only 3-6-9 sports being poured off the side of the graph.
Doran has found Cream.
Wants to go after this Rise. TP coming in from the side of Top Esports. T1 ready to respond with one of their own. Doran down to half HP. Owner wants a little bit more. The teleport is a little bit late to arrive from Faker, but it's still just in time. T1 send more men, and they get the double kill because of it.
They can run, they can hide, but Top Esports cannot escape the nightmare that is T1. It was a 2 versus 1 that turned into a 4 versus 2 as Faker's Onyas.
Faker walks right towards the brush, but he's got the reaction time. Top Esports wanted to find their moment. Carry is wrapping around from the side. He wants to cut off the escape. Pop Blossom on 2. Doran chasing after Hong as Jackie Love is dead again. And Doran cuts the enemy support down. Only Kanavi is alive to tell the tale.
To start to become, well, what do you do? It has been comfort across the board for
Legend, Dagda, because Vedius, you mentioned back at the draft when we saw the Kai'Sa locked in. Never mind, we don't have time. Jackie Love going after Gumayusi, who sidesteps a public execution and kills Jackie anyway. 369 wants the damage, and Guma's finally going to be shut down. But Top Esports lose their top laner. Now Owner's putting the pressure onto Cream and Hong, making more space as Faker lets blow the winds of war, and they will blow down Top Esports. Nobody's left alive. They might have got Gumayusi, but it cost them everything for a successful multi-lane push. So T1's just gonna keep going straight for the Nexus. Here comes the Grand Starfall, and Jackie's already down. Hung goes with them. The focus fire into 369 as Cream and Kanavi scramble to stay alive, but nobody on Top Esports has anything to stop T1. It's only the mid laner left. They'll get the final kill. And yet again, the highest peaks of the LPL are merely stepping stones for the unkillable Demon King. Faker and T1 have set the stage for the World Finals Telecom War.
Flash for Doctum. No flash for Cuz. KT luckily able to reset the objective, but I don't think they're going to get a chance to leave quite yet. T1 know they have an advantage in the fight if it comes down to the 5v5. Flash forward, ulti into the back, immediately things get kicked off, but Peter does his best to heroically disengage. It is not enough to keep Doctum standing. Cuz taken out as well. Doran in the 3v1, completely and totally unfazed. Carrier there to stop any further follow-up. Faker taking down Perfect, and BDD is not enough to stop T1.
And it's the Crook Lord that finds his mark. Doctum goes down, and T1 turn onto Otacon.
Doran, the addition to this T1 roster, annihilated him.
Hello.
Resetting, resistance is shredded by the Otacon. Carry a ward over the wall, spots out Cuz. T1 know it's a 50-50 now. 5 seconds on Doctum, but he doesn't have access to a TP to make it to the fight any faster. Perfect TP available. BDD finds the angle into Doran. Carry now backing up. 3K on the objective. Getting lower. Steadfast presence gone. Faker on the backside. Cuz wants to try to make it out of this one, but now they're moving into advantage. Take out Guma. No, Guma living. Wizards fight to finish him. Looking for a bit more damage, but T1, they find the double for Carrier. They take the Thornbound Otacon, and Perfect. It is too little. It is too late.
Baker teleports in and he saves the team fight. He gets that shove.
Cuz still eating a bit of damage. The poke from T1, a bit tough to deal with. You can see the pierce that lands onto Doctum, taking that chunk of health. Flash in, full committal to the fight. Pillar to isolate Owner, redemption to heal Faker right back up. That's almost every single cooldown burn. It's on BDD to try to turn it back, but it's a split fight. T1 coming from multiple sides, collapsing as Owner moves in on top of Perfect. Dorn has been isolated in the death realm, but he'll manage to make it over. Flashback, absolutely jukes him. And now it's Perfect caught in a 1v1 with Faker right as he comes out. He is stunned, but he won't be taken down. All of T1 in the pit. The spears stacked, smites available.
Baker's gonna teleport back. They're recalling Mordekaiser and the Anivia.
The fight just continues to go. 6K getting lower. Doctum trying to get a bit of poke. Hostile takeover connecting. They don't have a cleanse. Devour from Peter is good, but it might not matter. Cuz continuing to move in. BDD waiting over the wall. The ulti is there, but they don't need to face him yet. The turn on to Faker isn't enough. 3K. Cuz in the pit. At the end of the day, it does not matter because it is Doran to get the soul. KT might be able to get the fight, but there's too many members of T1 standing. Ocean Soul to T1 as everybody on KT falls.
And I am starting to hear some silver scrapes in my telecom war.
Oh my God, T1 stand up, get the Ocean Soul, and they have made every person in this stadium stand up as well. Doctum gets hit with the Carrier ultimate immediately. Peter trying to bail him out. They're both so low they get pushed out. Then Doran blocking the Caitlyn ultimate, protecting Owner here as they try and kite back into the pit. Meanwhile, on the top side, BDD was running straight at them. Immediately gets deleted there by Carrier and Faker on the other side.
And it's Guma skirting alongside the fight. And the fact that Faker, even though BDD got his ultimate, hit him with the stun. So he didn't actually get to do the damage that he needed to, as the double fake out from Doran. And the MasterCard prize at the moment of the game, Ocean Soul secured for T1. When it comes to summoners for KT, and T1 call the T1 Baron. Gold leads there, Ocean Soul is theirs, and KT, we'll see if they can make something happen.
Owner and T1 have secured every single objective this game. Cuz moving in, but zoned away by the Storm from the side of the team. Berserk now onto Cuz, has to ulti. Owner using an ulti of his own just to try and disengage. Doran, meanwhile, in the mid lane, happy to just continue fighting. Perfect going into the back line, looking to get taken down by Faker. He's in the death realm, but Faker's happy with the 1v1. Just in time, he gets out, and Doran is there to seal the deal on the kill. KT desperate to get anything. They've already lost their top laner. The game rapidly slipping away.
They're trying their best to not let this game go to 5 as Doran still searching.
No
T1.
flash. for BDD, that crucial piece of CC and exhaust there. But Faker just waiting in the darkness. Guma stacking up the spears, the wall to zone KT away. Flash not there for Cuz either. BDD off on the side is going to use the ultimate. W in from Peter does absolutely nothing. T1, they see a vulnerable opponent. They know what they can do as they start to rip them to shreds. KT is not going to take a bear, and T1 reminding us why they are here, what they can do in a world final.
To put threat behind when I move up in lane and try and taunt you. And now you don't have that pressure at all.
Q forward, sidestep, the taunt, Faker turning it back, BDD one more auto, the 1-for-1!
And BDD, no hesitation, must have known that was going to kill him.
Meanwhile, on the top side of the map, Doran locked down with the Pandas. Cuz on the way up.
Oh, just barely.
With the flail.
With Sejuani to back it up. Then the Camille Galio,
Faker.
Leona combo is
Moving down, that's the combo, locks him in the ultimatum, finds the damage, the taunt is there, and Doran takes another. Owner Faker here, the TP's used. T1 making the fast play happen. KT caught reeling, too far behind on tempo. Doran might have fallen in the previous play, but he is still damn powerful. Dom here. T1 pushing them back. It'll take a miracle for them to get this one out. Owner, Peter coming in for the lockup, but Owner manages to get the objective, the fight coming out. Fire rained over the wall by Gumayusi, and down goes Peter. BDD finally arrived. That's the ulti coming in the meantime. He needs a little bit more space. Dom, BDD untouched, but the front line has fallen. BDD, CC'd, knocked into the sky, and right back into the grave. T1, get Otacon, and ace KT.
A triple kill for Guma and T1! Do it! They take over!
But now with the Baron spawning, relatively even setup, but again, it's the waves in favor of T1 that make this so hard, as immediately they're going to kick things off by going in on Cuz. Taking away the Frost Armor passive. Lockdown from Keria is there. TP in from Doran as well. Ulti's going across the board. BDD caught off the side. A good flash to take him out, and Guma has to be careful, but he's so damn fast. Owner, falling from BDD. He goes gold in an extra 2.5 seconds to consider what went wrong as T1 looks set to end it all.
They're going to finish the job. It is Doran and Peter left alone in the mid lane, and T1 will ace them.
T1 earning their legacy again and again and again. There can be no doubting it. 4 players on the Rift today, making the impossible possible. Owner, Faker, Gumayusi, Keria, and now Doran as well.